You're the statue. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuesday afternoon, the animation process. I'm joined by my good friend and amazing animator talent, Benny Jordan, also the artist on Shadowhunters and Zombie Outlaw. I'm Jason Dube, comic book artist and publisher, and number of titles and all that stuff. All right, so let's get to it. Did the intros. We are doing more bone constraints and smart actions. Let me go ahead and grab Benny's share screen there so that we can see. Benny, should I keep all the timeline and all the stuff like that on there?
Yeah, that's fine. Just put me down in the corner. So last week, remember we had some issues. I'm hearing a bit of an echo. Anyway, we had some issues with sorry, the echo is really getting to me.
I can't barely hear you.
Can you hear me now? No?
Where's your mic?
Hold on, I haven't done anything to the mic. 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that sounds a little better now.
Okay, I'm just speaking louder.
There you go. Speaking loud.
Yeah, last week we had some issues with the when we were creating the smart actions. Remember, the timeline was pink, and it's supposed to be blue when we're recording the smart actions. And when I went back into the main line, it didn't record the smart action. But I can go back into this area and get the pink timeline, and everything was recorded still, but it just wouldn't record it for the main line. And I found the reason for that was I didn't go through and name the bones that I was creating the smart action for, but I named the smart action. So it wasn't connecting properly. So I went through and named the bones for the smart action. I'll probably start off with going through and just make sure all the bones have their names. So, what we did last week though was we did the smart action for the shoulder and for the forearm here. But you see how there's a little bulge on the arm there. We're gonna fix that today, right? And then hopefully get to the hand, getting that thumb, because that thumb is actually supposed to be down in the pocket here, right? So we're gonna get that thumb to hide when we bring the hand up, and hopefully we can get to that today. So, but first things first, let's go through our bones and make sure they're all labeled. Yeah. So, see, like B16, that's not labeled. That's not labeled. Chest, abdomen, hips.
Are you looking at, which part are you looking at for the labels?
Right up where you don't have it on screen.
Okay.
Right?
Let me do it this way.
Here. Yeah. So, like if I click on the hip, okay, I've named that hips. So this.
Okay, I'm seeing it now.
Front upper arm, front forearm, front hand. Okay, I've got those named now. So I'm going to do the same for the front upper leg. Front upper leg. Some call it a thigh. I call it an upper leg.
Upper leg. What's up, Head Ninja?
Lower leg. And front foot. And I'm doing this so that when I create my smart actions, it'll be recorded properly. All right, so now we're going to do rear upper leg. And the reason I'm not doing left, right is because I want to be able to flip him. You know, if he's going, this way, then I want to be able to mirror him, and I don't want to be confused with right leg, left leg when they've switched. Rear upper leg. Rear lower leg. Okay, and rear foot. Okay, so let's zoom in here. Make sure I got this arm, rear upper arm. Rear forearm. And rear hand. Okay. All right, so everything is created. So now let's get back into. So last week we did make an action for the forearm, but I had to delete it because it wasn't recording right and whatnot. So we're gonna go back into this. So I'm gonna choose this bone here, and we're gonna go into front upper arm. Okay. So as you remember, oh, I'm sorry, we don't want the upper arm. Upper arm is done. So all that's working properly. Come back out in the main line. And so if I'm working front upper arm, I'm happy with the shoulder, happy with the shadow. So, and all this moves properly. Now, what we're going to do now is the front forearm. So we'll go ahead and create a new action. So it looks pretty good. There are some things I want to fix, like his arm bulges there.
Mm-hmm.
And this needs to move down. And so just some minor things like that. All right. So let's see if we can do that without screwing things up on that front upper arm. So we're going to action, make sure we're in actions, hit the, see, now we have front forearm. Last time I had to type it in, remember, because the bones weren't named. And so it created a connection issue. So front forearm, blue timeline, not pink. So now you can scroll down because I'm working in the timeline now. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, keep the timeline on the screen. You don't have to scroll all the way down. So this is going to be my neutral position for that bone. I'm going to freeze that bone right there. All right. And then I'm going to rotate it up. That creates a keyframe there. And I'm going to go all the way to frame 1 and rotate it down. That creates a keyframe there. So there we go. All right, so come back to the neutral position. Then I want to go into my, we're not on front leg, body. Okay, so we had to move the front arm up above the head. So go to the arm layer for the front arm. Okay, so now I'm going to do, let's see. I am going to select that shape, make sure I get all these shapes here selected, and I'm just holding down shift, and I am in the select points tool, which is G. All right, now all those I want to control with this bone, right? Should I select those two? I'm going to, for now, I'm just going to keep these selected. I'm not going to select any more. There. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go in here. Okay. Let's see why this front arm is bulging. Okay. So I see that is moving with that. Okay. So that moving with that.
So you don't like how it bulges like that?
So what's going on now? No, I don't. There will be a little bit to show some muscle, muscle movement. But what I've done, I need to go back out into my main line, and I need to reparent these 2 points to this upper arm. Right now, they're parented to this, right, which is moving that. But because those points are selected, they have an action with the front forearm. Well, what that's doing is when it moves up like this, it's just causing some issues. So let's go back out into main line. And just so you know, we're probably going to be on this character for quite a while, especially since we're only doing 1 or 2 streams a week. But it is what it is. It's the animation process, and sometimes you got to go through it all. Like I said last week, these aren't tutorials. This is just us working through our problems, animation
Well,
wise.
it's kind of tutorials because people are learning from all our mistakes.
Right? Okay, there you go. Learn from our mistakes. Don't make your own. All right. So what I'm gonna do. And it's funny is, I think I mentioned this last week. I sit here even if I'm not if I don't have you on the screen or anything. I'm still talking to myself while I'm because when I hear my thoughts out loud, it's easier for me to process. Okay, so I need to go out to my main line, and I need to take those 2 points off. So which means I need to be in. I'm on the right layer. Come over here. I'm gonna select this bone, and I'm gonna take this and this. Enter. Enter. Now they've turned red, or this orangish red.
Mhm.
Sorry about the dog out outside. Okay. 6 dogs.
6 dogs. I always forget.
Okay. All right. So now that that's done, let's check out, see what we got here now. Okay. So now, okay, now see now those points aren't being affected by that turn, but they will be. But they'll be affected only how I tell them to be affected. Right. So if I'm going to select those points, and I'm going to freeze those points right here also. Okay. So now, if it goes up like this, now instead of selecting those points right now, I'm going to select this, 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 and I'm going to freeze those there. But now I'm going to go through and I'm going to, okay, so now there, oh, what I want to do also is put that, make sure that's frozen there. So now that's coming up, and escape. What do I want to do here? So if that moves up, what I'm looking at right now is this elbow. Okay, so this elbow is going to move this way, move this way, move this way. I'm going to adjust the curve on this a little bit. There. And
Looks pretty good.
yeah, let's make it better. Move that in a little bit more.
You say it could be better.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of doing this, is to get it how you want, right?
Right.
Okay, so I'm okay with that. So now what I want to do, I think I want to bunch up this here, move this way, right? And this I want to give a little curve there. Do a little curve on this one. So let's see here. Okay, I'm okay with that. Now, let's do this. Let's move this way a little more. Okay, so I want to try something. Let's see. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Here. Here. Give this little bunch here, right? There, let's see. Do I want that? I don't like that. Yeah, it was worth a shot, but I don't. But we'll give it just a little bit. No. Let's just see here now. Okay, I do like. Okay, all right. This I want to give a little curve too. There. Okay. Huh. Okay. You watch the shadow on it. So we have to adjust the shadow.
I saw this. Yeah, I was looking at that.
So there's a point on there that I don't want this. I don't want it to be affecting, but we'll fix that once we do the whole arm. So now I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna grab this one, that shape there, and so as the arm comes, let's just put it into the position I want it in right now, because this is actually
Eating chips is here.
Hey, what's up, cuz?
He says smart actions are always preferable.
Yeah. Last week we did dumb actions.
No, they were good actions. They were smarter than my actions, so.
All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna do this just here. All right, so and I'm gonna adjust the width on this here, just like that. Let's see here. So right now, that to me that feels this little part that's supposed to resemble the this part of the forearm seems a little too linear for me. So let me give it a little more rotation. Let's move it down like this, and then like this. Let's see here. That actually feels a little better. So let's hide my points. Okay. And I think I'm happy with that. Let's see. Escape. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, now before we move on, I want to go back out into my main line and see how both those bones react to each other. All right, so I want to come up on the bone layer. And here. Oh, I think we've got it pretty good. Okay, so far on the up, we have it good. See, on the down, still need a little bit of adjustment. Not much. But the up, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. So one other thing I want to do on the up position is this thumb, right? So, or, yeah, I think I want to do the thumb because that thumb has to hide when the arm moves up.
Right, you said you were going to try and make it go behind the...
Yeah, I'm not going to try. I will do it. Do I want to do it on the hand up, or do I want to do it when the hand moves? I think I'm going to have to do it on the forearm up. Okay, let's go back into my forearm here, the forearm action. Okay, now I want to take this, get back onto my arm. Okay. Basically, I think I'm just going to freeze that thumb there, but then I'm just going to lower the opacity of it. As well. Yeah,
oh.
I'm going to lower the opacity of it.
So it just kind of disappears?
Yeah. The only issue is, well, because that pocket line is part of that thumb. But do we need to show that pocket line if his hand isn't in his pocket? Let's just try it for a second. Okay. So we're going to select this whole shape. All right. And there, we're going to freeze it. And then over here, I want to... So, in the timeline, again, you have your gray lines and your red lines. Your gray lines are for every single action that's happening in what you're doing. The red lines are specifically, so these down here are specifically for what you have chosen. Okay? So the thumb, right? Even though the bone is chosen, but the bone is chosen because I'm working on the action, right? Then you know the bone is chosen because it's red. But for these points here, because I'm on the arm layer, not the bone layer, I'm on the arm layer, the points are what's being recorded down here. Now, these gray areas, that's for everything, for every point. So now I'm going to go here, go back to 4. I'm going to take those, Control-C, Control-V. Did that work? No, it didn't work. So, Control C, Control V. Okay, so the reason they're not staying down there is because they are attached to this bone. All right, so that's not going to work. So as he comes up, I think right about there, it should probably take those
God.
bones. I'm going to move this here and probably just move down like that. Let's see. Let's see here.
There you go.
Well, okay, so now that thumb is complete. Well, not completely, but okay. So let's see here. I have a feeling once it gets up all the way, it's going to show again. Yeah. So now I need to take this, Control C, move it all the way over here, Control V. There. Okay. Now, I could go back out to the main line and create a pocket line there if that's too too distracting. But here's the thing also is if I bring that forearm up, that thumb has to also.
Eating chips says just like that old thumb trick.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's gonna be a tricky one. So, because if I only move the upper arm, that thumb is still there. But so let's do this. Let's go into front upper arm here. I'm gonna try something here. Let's go into front forearm. I want to Control C, front upper arm. Come into here, here, Control V. Okay. Now, actually, I mean it works, but see how I'm gonna take this and move it back a little bit. No, I don't like that. So that slides. And I want it to stay in the same spot. So I'm gonna take that shape again and I'm gonna move it back a little more. Let's see. So here, Control C, Control V, no, Control Z. So that's just gonna take some fine tuning. I'm gonna move it back more. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in on it so I can see a little better. All right, so I'm gonna have to match up. That's still moving a little bit. Uh-oh.
What's that?
Okay, so because this hand layer is on top of the forearm,
Mm-hmm.
this thumb, as it moves back, is coming through, right? But I need this hand to be right there, I think. Let's see here.
Oh.
So that thumb is about right there, right? So what I'm going to do is on this part, we're going to go into, let me think, the shape layer. here. Style. Now, I want, let me go here. I want animated effects. Apply. Okay. Let's see how this works. All right, so from here, right there, come in here, and will that put a keyframe? Now, cancel. So there's got to be a way to have that thumb the opacity of the thumb. Good. You know what? So, okay, all I really need to do is have that outline gone. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do right here, from here to I think right there. I'm gonna do this. So that's the stroke exposure, line width. No, we want stroke exposure, right? So now I think we can here that okay. That gave me a keyframe now. So now I can come here and just take it up. Oh, come on. Let me get in there.
Eating with Chip says, "Are you keyframing the opacity?"
No. I'm keyframing the stroke exposure. Because all I have to do is take off the stroke.
He said, "Keyframe the stroke."
Yeah. So here, there is. Where are you? Let's bring you up a little bit. There you are. There you are. Okay, here, there. Let's just do this here. Why are you not? I'm on the arm. We could do this. There. Okay, so actually we can do away with this. Delete. Don't need that. So it's this one. Okay, so now right there. Control C, Control V. And let's move this back here. Look at that. All right. Look at that when you can't see it. Okay.
I can see it. Looks good.
No, we can't see what I don't want to see.
Yeah, right? It worked.
Okay. Now that was in the forearm. Was that in the forearm? No, that was in the upper arm. Okay. All right. So now, let's go back to my actions. That's the front upper arm. Yes. Now the front forearm is the one we were working on. But let's go into let's go to the bones layer and take a look at this. Test it out. Grimes mainline. All right. Ah, now because that moves. Okay, so that worked for that. But why does...
Oh, no.
And the reason it's doing that is because it's got... I'm manipulating points on two different bones, right? So... It just takes a bit of tweak. And we will work it. We will figure it out. There's got to be a way to manipulate the opacity. Okay. Thumbs do that in purgatory. All right. So that's okay there, but why? Okay, so I think okay, so okay, I think I know what I can do. We go into front upper arm. Okay, here. Okay, I take that off. Delete. That's moving. Nope. Control Z. Okay, so I deleted the wrong thing. So I deleted the point for the bone. I need to be on the arms layer. All right. So now this point, I don't think I need. I'll try to delete that. I do need that because that needs to move. All right. So the thing is, I need that thumb to disappear. So I need to figure out how to animate the opacity. I know you can. You can animate everything on this, but I am not an expert. We will learn how to do it. So we are in. Let's see here. So that is selected point. That's curvature. That's selected line width. Now we need to animate the shape. If we go into the arms layer, animated effects, shadows, motion blur, masking, vectors, 3D options. Now we've got animated effects going. Okay, opacity. I don't want them. See, if I adjust opacity on this arm layer, I can animate the opacity on the arm layer. The only issue is that's for the whole layer. I need a specific shape, right? So, and I know you can do it. I know you can. All right. Animate layers. Now I'm going to select the shape there. Okay. Can I? There's got to be a way to. So from here, go to style. And let's go into there. Oop, I want that. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Now, if I choose this, that's just adjusting that. That's what I want to adjust. I want that whole shape to go. So now, cancel that. What if... Okay, what are you typing?
A bunch of little letters. Is that really loud?
Yeah. All right. We are in actions. We're in the front upper arm. And how can we just hide a shape? There. Oh, let's try. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to play with liquid shapes on this. So let's go into, let's select that shape. And okay, so that is add. That's subtract. And that is clip. I don't necessarily want clip. Yeah. It's not what I want. We'll figure that out later. Let's move on to, let's get back into our front forearm. Is that strange? Okay, so that works for me. I mean, one other option is just to take out that thumb shape completely. But I like it.
I was gonna say a while ago, I was like, this is about where you delete the thumb.
When in doubt, delete it, right?
Delete. Add it in later if you need it.
I mean, technically, I could take it off of that and give it its own layer. And I could, when the arm moves up, I could have it, the opacity lower. And when that arm moves up, I can have the opacity lower. But I don't know if I want to do that right now. So, but right now we're gonna keep this as is. And we'll figure that other one out in a minute, because he's gonna, when he, for the time being, when he brings his arm up, he's we are gonna have that arm switch to an arm with a cigarette, right?
Right.
So
I was gonna mention that, but
yeah, so technically I don't need to worry about that thumb. So I'm not gonna worry about it, because we're gonna have a Vitruvian bone for that, and we'll switch that arm out. Because when he's walking, his hands are in his thumbs are in his pocket, so he's just gonna be kind of doing this. So don't spend the time on the things I don't need to spend the time on. So we've got that, and we've got that other. So now what I need to do is I'm gonna go back out into my main line. You guys be doing another drawing session sometime. Those are done on Fridays. We did well. I wasn't here on. I wasn't doing it on Friday.
yeah, we did one Friday, last Friday, but Benny had some family stuff he had to take care of.
Family time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Oh, how did it go on Friday?
It went really good.
Yeah.
We did the
fat alligator.
Yeah, the gator.
Yeah.
And the creator of the comic came on.
Nice.
And talked about his basically he talked about his comic and the creation of the gator. The fact that he lives in Florida, so gator comic was perfect. He's fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We talked about, what was it, that there was a cartoon in the 90s called Street Sharks. We were talking about that.
Street Sharks.
Yeah, we talked about. He had a bunch of his people from the Niobe show come on, or they were in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty good. It was a good way to cross different comic book communities. I think we talked a little bit about you, but it was fine.
Okay, it was fine. Okay, so back to this. His arm moves back. His thumb is still there. So, I got a solution for that, I think. Let me see here. Well, because you know what? What if? Well, I'm gonna worry about that thumb in a second. I'm gonna fix this forearm because everything else works well there. So let's bring back I'm on the arm layer. Okay, let's go into selecting my points. So let's make this arm look pretty. All right, so take this, move it this way. Take this, move it that way. I'm gonna adjust the curve here. All right. So here, and how's that? I want to adjust the curve on that. So there.
Oh, I thought you could hear the plane in the background.
There. Let's take a look at that. Okay. Now, got the back of that arm moving, but I want that. Okay. I want the forearm, this arm, to kind of come up this way. This come up this way. Just so there's a little bit of extra movement there. There we go. That feels right. So now I'm going to go in and I think, okay, so as his arm stretches out, I think this will get a little rotation out of this slightly, but it's going to disappear completely. So as his arm stretches downward, this will come this way. I want that to line up like that. Okay. But because there's not going to be a crease there. So now I can take that, lower that down all the way. Okay. Let's take a look at this out here. Okay. But I want that as it comes this way, I want those points to probably this come up this way, this come up this way. Adjust the curvature of it. Even though you don't see it, you're going to see it kind of disappear. And I still want the movement to it. Ah, there we go. Now that one moves a little too much up there. So I'm going to take this one and bring it down. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Let's see. Okay, I want this to come out this way here because it's still kind of part of that. So, okay. Now, let's see here. So this line on the arm here just looks disconnected from the forearm, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna have control curvature. Let's see from here to here. I actually want to move that down. Ah, that's what it was. Okay, because it's still hiding behind there. So that feels a lot better. Now this, are you sneezing?
Excuse me.
Oh, geez, come on, man. It's so noisy.
Should I put on some music?
No. Okay. I think we've got that. I think we've got that solved. Okay. All right. So now, other than that thumb coming down like that, which I don't like, but I want to try something. So, I'll try right about there. I'm going to take this here. See? Let's see if I can make it look like his thumb's coming out of this. See? See? I think we worked it here. Let's see here. So here, I'll do Control C, Control V. Let's see. Okay. So here we go. And I want to move this here. That's too much. Let's give it. Okay. All right. You see that?
Looking at comments here. All right.
Okay. So kind of give this. I mean, it's okay. But, all right. So
Yeah, that works.
yeah, that works. But now what I'm gonna do is from there to there to here. I'm gonna rotate the whole thing. All right. Nope, I don't want to move it. I want to rotate it. I want to rotate it from the joint. Right there is fine. Okay, let's make that thumb look a little better. So, there, there, there. And let's see. I want to. Now I'm going to take that thumb. Control C. Control V. Okay. That's good enough for G work.
For G work.
For G work. Government work.
Oh.
Army. Old Army saying.
Um. Just looking. No, that's not a new comment. We should call this the thumb.
The thumb. Yeah. All right. So I think we've got the arm worked out. Okay. You know what? What happens? What happens to that damn thumb if I move the upper arm? Let's see. That damn thumb is still there. Okay.
That's okay. That's good. Let me zoom in so I can see it better.
Let me zoom in so I can see it better.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Do I want to do the same thing, or do I want to worry about it because the arm really isn't going to be moving? We're not going to worry about it because when his arm moves, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it because when his arm moves, it's going to be a different arm. It's going to be a different arm completely. And we'll be creating that in this. Like, yeah, you guys probably get bored of this character, but that's the process on this. that's what we got to go through.
That's right.
So,
they're great. They're getting to learn all the nuts and bolts of this character.
It's also helpful to know what your character is going to be doing, which is the importance of storyboards. Now, I know when he moves his arms, he's not going to be in this walking in this position, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, can you mask the thumb so that it becomes invisible whenever it's away from that spot? You can. I'm sure you can. There are ways to do this. I mean, without me going online on YouTube and spending a little bit of research time during this stream, I don't want to do that during the stream. Even though this whole stream is about me learning, you learning, but I don't want to waste the time looking up YouTube right now. I can do that on my own time. But I do know that that thumb is going to be in that position only when that arm is in that position. So I'm not going to worry about it because as soon as that arm moves from that position, he's going to have a different arm. So I'm not gonna worry about
He
it.
said he was just spitballing.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You want to see this? Speaking of storyboards, you want to see that big bar scene you have me?
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look.
All right.
And then after that, we'll get on to the smart action for the hand. And I think we can probably wrap it up on that.
Why is this? Oh, sorry. It says I'm already sharing it. How come it's not? Okay, there it goes.
All right.
Well, let me crop it so we can. This is basically that the pan thing, but in
Yeah.
better detail.
What is that thing with the wing?
With the what?
With the wings. Is that a crow?
Oh yeah, this is a guy who's got a crow on his shoulder, and the crow pecked out his eyeball.
Is he on a shoulder? Oh, he's in the foreground.
Yeah, he's on the foreground.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
I haven't fleshed that one out yet.
Yeah.
That's still in sketch mode.
On that one, because if you think of the silhouette, if you blacked out that whole shape, it would look like just one shape of a bird with something on its beak, right? So what I would suggest is separate
Yeah.
the crow, give a little negative space between the crow and the head. That
Okay.
way, if you did black it out, look at the silhouette, you could still somewhat make out a head shape and the crow.
Okay. I wasn't gonna black anything out, but
No,
okay.
I know. No, just think of that. What does this look like if I blacked it out? And if it's confusing as a silhouette, it's probably going to be slightly confusing, as a regular image. Just to create, you want to think of the negative shapes that it creates also.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah. So, like if you look at all your characters, if you can black them out and still understand what they're doing,
None of them. You wouldn't be able to understand any of them. Blacked them out.
right? So, like on your guy in the foreground holding the beer, right?
Yeah.
Now that hand is completely inside of the shape of him, right?
Right.
If his hand was out slightly to where it broke the silhouette of his torso, then you could, as a silhouette, you would be able to read, okay, he's holding something, right? You might not know it's a beer exactly, but at least you know that, okay, that's his hand, and that's him holding something. It creates a little more interest, and it's easier for people to read what they're doing. Not that we're going to be doing blacking anything out. I'm just using that as an example. When you're creating something, it forces you to look at positive and negative shapes.
It's kind of like that whole thing where they say take your drawing and look in the mirror and see if it looks funky.
You mean flip it?
Yeah, you look in the mirror with your drawing, and
Yeah.
if it looks weird in the mirror, I'm not
Yeah.
sure what it means, but
Well, I can't hold up my Cintiq to the mirror, but I can flip the image.
well, I mean your drawing.
I know. If you're drawing on a piece of paper, yeah, hold it up in the mirror.
Yeah, like the thing you've got behind you.
Yeah. In fact, I actually oftentimes I'll take like the drawing here. I'll take a picture of it and look at it in a different angle. I'll flip the photograph, or I'll have the camera on and I'll look at the camera because I'll see a mirror image of it.
The head ninja says you made Jackie Daniels look nice.
Oh, that's her name. Okay.
Nice.
So we have a Whiskey Jack and a Jackie Daniels.
Chip says I'm turn my paintings upside down.
No, to get
How's it look upside down? Does it look right?
Yeah.
Tricks your brain into seeing it with fresh eyes. Ah, gotcha.
But yeah,
anyway, I'm still working on this. I just wanted to show you that I have
good.
been.
It looks good. Just I mean, like when you're doing any character design, think of the silhouette, and if it's readable as a silhouette, it's going to be more readable as when it's detailed.
You know, I actually, because I drew comic books black and white, and I would do a lot of silhouettes, but I'd always make the character in different poses. Like when it's a silhouette, I'd make the poses very not abstract, very exaggerated,
Right.
so they almost looked like a different shape.
Okay. All right.
So I can think like that again.
All right. So let's move on. I mean, yeah, let's do the hand.
You want to do the hand? 5 minutes?
I think I can. I think I can.
All right. See what the head ninja says.
Mainline.
Oh, wait. Eating chips. Looks good. The wide shot of the bar scene totally gives a bakshi feel. That's a compliment in my book. Thank you, brother. I'll take it.
You know bakshi, right, Jason?
Nope.
Well, Lord of the Rings animation.
Oh, yeah. I love that guy.
Wizards.
The head ninja says that explains why Goku's design works so well. Oh, yeah. With the big hair.
Okay, so mainline, we're gonna action. We're gonna get the hand. We're gonna choose front hand.
A la Wizards.
Okay, so now there, we are going to freeze that bone. We're gonna move it all the way over. We are going to raise the hand up, move it all the way back, move it all the way over, raise, and move the hand back this way. Okay, now we go back to the arm layer. Okay. And we're going to choose thumb here. Oops. Let's choose that whole thing. Choose that whole thing. Choose that whole thing. Okay. And we're going to freeze that there. Now, move up. Zoom in now. Okay.
Eden Chip says, yeah, Goku, very recognizable silhouette.
Escape. I'm going to move this way. Usually. Give it a curve. Adjust that curve. No, not that one. There's a curve for that. There. T. Now we're just fine-tuning this hand. Okay, happy with that part. Now let's do this. Move that up like that. There. Now the thumb. That damn thumb. Damn thumb. Okay. I'll buy that for $1. You know what?
That looks really smooth. Very nice.
But hold on a second here. Let's delete that. And I want that thumb. Control C. Thumb to come here. Control V. That didn't do it. Okay, so now I want to take. Let's go in here. Move this here. Rotate it down, I think. Here. Not so much. Let's see here. I move it this way. It moves back. But is it going to be that noticeable? I'm not thinking it's going to be all too noticeable. Let's see.
We got 7 viewers in the watching right now.
All right. Okay. So that thumb still moves a little bit, which I'm not liking, but when I move that, it's not going to be that noticeable. And the thing is, again, we're not moving this hand from this position. It's going to switch. So I'm okay with that. Now, is that how I want the hand? Okay. This going forward, yes. Now, going back. Now, let's bring this up. This, I like this overlap. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and I'm going to give this a curve there. So we get that overlap there.
Hey, Head Ninja. He says, please click the button so this video gets more traction. Yeah, I like that. Eating chips with an E says, looks good. I think it looks good too.
Okay, so on this part, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did.
Oh, it looks great. Sorry.
Here, there, there. See, curvature, wrong one, there. Control C, Control V. Woo! What happened?
Ouch.
Control C, Control V. Yeah. Okay, so between here and there. What do you do? Okay. Okay. So this. Control C. And then freeze those there. And Control V. You thumb are giving me so much trouble today. I'm just gonna do this. T. I'm just gonna move you.
Eating chips says, when the thumb pops out, I hear boink.
Boink.
Let's see if I've got it.
Boink. All right. I kind of like that actually. Boink. 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 What would help is if you know what? That's what we're gonna do.
Okay. Head Ninja says, I agree with eating chips.
Doink, 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 doink. Okay. All right. So
he got it.
I think that's about it for today.
All right, let's do our let's do a 5-minute warning with some plugs.
So yeah, I don't have any plugs today. I think if I'm off, when I'm not doing the live stream, I might go in and put a line for the pocket here on the hip layer, just so that when we get the doink,
Are you really going to add that in?
No.
I know that you're opening this up to the community to give us suggestions. I didn't know the boink was going to make the cut.
I think when his hand moves to really sell the illusion, I'm going to have that pocket line still there. Right now, that pocket line isn't on. It's not on the pants. So that I think next week that will already be there. So
very cool. All right. Well, if you guys want to check out more of Benny's artwork, you can check the links in the description to his galleries, both in the Scatter Studio and at DeviantArt. Right now, we do have Kill Jessica Kill on Indiegogo. It's about halfway through, so if you haven't grabbed yourself a cool, sexy werewolf girl comic, there's the place to go. Link in the description. And, of course, if you need a comic book printer, contact our sponsor at Heroes and Villains Designs. Use promo code Dube to get yourself a sweet discount on your next order. And with that, I'd like to say we are going to see you guys on Friday with some live drawing. If anyone's interested, if you Head Ninja, you want to come on and draw, or I don't know, it's a Eric draw, you guys are invited to come too. We'll just drop you in and we'll all draw. We're going to draw a character from Ben Dunn's comic book from Antarctic Press. And he's got a campaign for that character, so I thought maybe we could give him a plug and help him out with all the millions of people that watch our show. I'm just kidding, obviously. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you guys on Friday. Peace.
See you later.
And make sure to check out the Patreon.
Just want to thank everybody for watching it all the way to this point. If you can, like, share, subscribe, comment below. All right, guys, have a good one.